Good day, everyone. My name is Charmis Adriano, and I am here to present our research and creative output for our practical research titled Shift to the New Normal, a game design recreation of enhanced community quarantine to students in the Philippines, created by me and my research partner, Ace Tumiti O. Adriano. This is still a work in progress, hence the final paper and output may have several changes. We will now move on to a brief discussion about the background of our research. After the public announcement of the spread of COVID-19, or also known as the coronavirus, that originated in Wuhan, China, countries worldwide have issued the need for a global quarantine. With the application of enhanced community quarantine, any form of face-to-face interaction was not allowed. This meant that people needed to stay at home, and students were not allowed to leave their homes for school. Thus, schools implemented the application of online learning. We want to study the students' experiences, struggles, and way of coping with distance learning. To tighten our scope, we choose to limit to grade 12 students within and near Laguna. In Chapter 2 of our research paper, we use hermeneutic phenomenology as our methodology in order to understand said experiences and struggles. Hermeneutic phenomenology allows us to gather and compile this information that we gathered in order to reflect them as our main source of creating the world for our game, story, character, and game design. As a research tool, it allows us to gather information from interviewing 20 grade 12 students and gain their experiences and stories to be compared to one another once compiled. Sorry. Take two. As a research tool, it helps us by allowing us to gather information from interviewing 20 grade 12 students and gain their experience and story to be compared to one another once compiled and used to give our character and game an accurate imitation of the atmosphere of a middle-class grade 12 student in online learning. Moving on to Chapter 3, it talks about the game, mechanics, and design. Our game is titled Project Reconnecting, a storytelling 2D side-scrolling puzzle-solving platformer inspired by the following games: Hollow Knight, Grease, and Limbo. It is a story of a grade 12 student whose main goal is to deal with online learning, then graduate from high school. It is a story of a grade 12 student whose main goal is to deal with online learning, then graduate from high school. The way we have designed the implementation of online learning and its difficulty is in the form of different puzzles, obstacles, and platforms where the character has to solve puzzles in order to complete the level and proceed. So far, we have created 3 drafts of character designs which are displayed on the screen. The first draft, we have created a simple character with 50-20-30 rule of coloring. He was given design of clothes similar to how normal house clothes and a scarf to help show the flow of movement, which also acts like a face mask. The second design was a female character with white color palette and a hairstyle which mimics the look of a mouse with the thought of, as you control the mouse on your screen, you control this character. The hair and dress help show the flow of movement for gameplay. The third design we have brainstormed is a student in a visual manner, meaning they wear a uniform and ID. We have given this character a normal human look that is gender neutral and a coat to show the flow of movement. The student wears an ID, which also works as a zipper to display their student number 500. The 500 is coming from the error 500, an error coming from a response error of the website's internal server, whereas it is encountering an unanticipated condition. There will be 3 different chapters, 30 levels each. The chapters will be designed inspired by the internet logo, starting from the top, going all the way to the bottom bar. This means that the more bars you go down, that means that you will be experiencing more problems. A unique mechanic that we made for the game is the lag mechanic, where the character will be forced to move to a previous location. In online games, we call this rubber banding. It occurs when there is an unstable internet connection. Progressing means that the players will receive harder puzzles and the occurrence of lag will happen frequently. The players will be able to pick upgrades as they progress and make things easier, as well as learn more and more about the character's story. That will conclude the presentation of our creative output research. Thank you for listening.